Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Test RPG. This episode, I'll admit, is post-commentated as opposed to live commentated. The reason being is that I was live commentating and there were a ton, and I mean like a ton of what's the word? Like a ton of times where I just wouldn't talk and I just wouldn't say anything. Anyway, the reason I stand here so long is so I can give myself a chance to do an introduction. So, I don't know why this introduction is taking so long, but I think I talk about the last episode and what we did. Basically, all we did was finish up Cart Lake, I think. Why aren't I moving? It's already been like 40 seconds and I haven't moved an inch. Should I just fast forward? I mean, yeah, I gave myself time for introductions, but I didn't think it'd take this long to introduce myself. Well, maybe there were some. Okay, there you go. Finally, I start moving. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's see. Let's talk to the old man. It's funny because this commentary is gonna be almost like it's gonna sound like it's live commentated because I'm gonna talk about what I do, or I could just go ahead and ignore the game and just talk. But no, this is what happens after that scene. I think this is where I left off the video last time. But what I ended up doing was I ended up resetting and then fixing that thing I fixed for where it stayed dark and and then I played up to this point again, which wasn't much because it was just a boss battle. Which I'll add, it's that boss battle was, I actually had a harder time because for some reason I got really lucky the first time and he only used Berserk once, I think. But then the second time I fought him, he used Berserk a lot of times and pretty much everybody was affected. And I couldn't cast any spells, so it just made the battle a lot longer. And then somehow I ended up with I ended up nearly dying. I don't know why. I feel okay, the attacks are very RNG, but I don't know why I had such bad luck that time. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, right now we're just gathering our party and heading over to the next area. The next area is going to be drastically different because that's when I finally learned how to okay, actually that's not true, I already knew how to do that. But I actually found a tile set that was already made. That's what I meant. A lot of the tile sets I have to make myself, and there's a specific way to make tile sets for RPG Maker, and that's why there's a lot of discrepancies. I don't know that's the right word, but there's a lot of mistakes in the next area, and a lot of we'll see when we get there. Shoot. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the next thing I'm gonna talk about, but I don't think we can do until we get there. Don't worry, we're almost there. Well, first I checked the lake to see if Julie's there, but no, she isn't there. I think I meant this little pond, not lake. I don't know why I keep calling that a lake. It's a little tiny pond. And yeah, the next area opens up. It's called Carnation Town. You can just suddenly teleport there out of nowhere. So why aren't I teleporting? Past me, what the hell are you doing? There you go. Anyway, yeah, this is Carnation Town, and you might notice that the music sounds familiar, you might notice that it looks familiar. Also, the reason I stand here so I can explain the inn sign, because the tile set that I found for this place, I googled Pokemon Gold Silver tile set, RPG Maker, to find one that was already made, and the one that was already made apparently had Doored Inn instead of Pokemon on the Pokemon Center. So yeah, that's supposed to be the Pokemon Center, but it says Inn. I didn't bother changing it back to normal, because normally it says Pokey. So yeah, that's what I mean about discrepancies and all that good stuff. So yeah, explore the town and go looking for typos. Also, the reason I do that is because there should be a text box that says I shouldn't go this way yet. Also, fun fact, right in front of the sign that said Inn, there was a teleporter straight to the end boss of this area. And I had that for testing purposes, so I didn't have to climb the tower, which we won't get to see until next episode, so I mean, we'll get to see the bottom floor, but that's about it. Anyway, yeah, the reason things are in black and white, okay, at first the reason is because, I got a tile set for Gen 1 and a tile set for Gen 2, and the reason I got two different tile sets is because, the tile set for Gen 2 was only outside areas. I couldn't find any that were already made for inside areas. And back then I didn't know how to make my own. Or at least format it correctly so that it could be used in RPG Maker. So I just went ahead and got a Gen 1 tile set and just used it. And then halfway through doing this, I realized, hey, wait a second, why did I just make that part of the story? So yeah, part of the story is that certain parts of the town are losing color, which is it's stupid, but really that's like because of my laziness. I know that's like I know it's a dumb thing to do or to say, but you know it works, and you can't fault it where it works. Yeah, I mean, shoot, that's like the end of my train of thought right there. So yeah, right now we're just I don't know, it's better not get sidetracked. My commentary just got sidetracked. Yeah, now we're still going around looking for typos. Really, this episode, all I did was waste time. Really, our old colors are kind of tacky. I don't know why I talked to her twice. I did it because I thought I saw a typo, but it turns out it wasn't. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, it's actually. Why did I go back in? Why did I go back in? Did I go out? Past me? Hello? There you go. So yeah, that's a thing. And let's see, what else do I do? I try to go inside the giant building, right? Seriously, why the hell am I slowing down so much? All this past me thinking. The owner keeps a spare key in the cave. Oh yeah, Monochrome Tower, that's the name of the tower that we're gonna climb, like on top of the name is what's it called? And like at the top of the tower is the boss and all that good stuff. And your sister's a pirate. Actually, I think there's a part later in the game where there are pirates involved, and I think there's a pirate NPC that's like, my sister has psychic powers, or something like that. Like I wonder how she's doing. You know, like I try to give these NPCs a little personality. You know, world building. Anyway, why the hell am I talking to this guy for so long? Seriously. Like honestly, I don't know why past me did all this. Like, and the reason I can't the reason I can't live record this again is because like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, the reason I can't live record this is because I saved over it. You see, there it is, saved, and I can't really go back. And like, I also could try turning off the switches, but then that led up to this point, like I did in the last episode. But the problem with that is that the party members would be like, thrown off. Like I don't know if there's a way to like change party members or anything. I don't know. Like I know there's a way to turn on and off switches, but just no way to. So yeah, in order for me to live commentate this again, I have to like start a new game and play up to this point, and I really don't feel like doing that. I mean, realistically, this game's not that long. It's just I'm going digging around, like doing stuff. Also, these sprint shoes are way too overpowered. I think I ended up buying 2 of them. Yeah, I ended up buying 2 of them. But I mean, they're not overpowered later in the game, but like this early in the game, they're kind of overpowered. The reason being is that they increase your speed and evasiveness, but they increase your speed by 100. And look at my speed now, it's 83, so that actually more than doubles my speed. So yeah, they're kind of overpowered for this early in the game, so I don't know if I wanna nerf them, or if I wanna like save them for something later in the game and have them sell something else, or just not sell that. I don't know. I mean, realistically, a lot of people will miss that. Oh, and if you're asking why staffs raise defense, is because she can't equip shields. So yeah, I kind of had to like, what's the word? They had to make up for not being able to equip shields by increasing defense with staves. Yeah, taking music this year, and like the musical staff, apparently plural is called staves.
Stave it off, 1, 2, 3, and now you can count to 3.
Which is kind of weird, but yeah. And I guess my logic behind the whole staff raising defense is that you can use the staff to like block attacks and be like, Rrr! Okay, that was that kind of doesn't work because that's a visual joke. I like pretend that I was holding a staff and I like, pretend that I was blocking an attack, but that doesn't really work in like a let's play situation because you can't really see. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I sell stuff. And I think I also commented about like who would make a shield out of feathers. That's a very effective shield. But I think in the description it said it's a shield decorated with feathers, not made of feathers. Also, the seeds. Yeah, the seeds are shoot. I still can't remember what that word is. Passenger was having trouble remembering what that word was. Like like you get a word and like you mix around the words. Like you mix around the letters in a word to make a new word. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, Pegmo seed, Pomix berry, Newhod, Hondu berry, Clipsa, Kelpsie berry, Grape, Grappa berry, and Totama is tomato berry. Those from Pokemon, which ironically decrease your EV stat or your stats. Like, okay, in Pokemon, there's this secret thing called EVs, and like they're like secret points. And oh, I'm gonna feel like an idiot when I open the treasure chest. Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy it. Turns out there was just one back there. But what was it? Oh yeah, in Pokemon, there's like when you level up, your stats go up. But there's also these secret points called EV points, and what those do is that those raise your stats a little extra more than they normally would. For example, if you have and 4 EV points is equal to 1 stat point. So say you level up, or like say a Pokemon is normally supposed to have like a defense stat of 150 at level 50. Well, if you have 4 EV points in defense, when you get to level 50, you actually have 151 defense. Actually, no, that only applies to level 100. Never mind. But yeah, say at level 100, you're supposed to have like at level 100, you're supposed to have like 300 attack, and if you have 4 EV points in attack, you'll get 301. And you get EV points by defeating wild Pokemon that happen to give those EV points. You can always check Wikipedia to see what Pokemon gives what and how many. And yeah, you could also have a maximum of 252 EV points per stat, which I think is up to like 63 extra stat points at level 100. So yeah, that's the whole competitive battling thing. Now, why did I start talking about EVs? Oh yeah, the berries, the berries that I mentioned, Polmeg, Kelpsie, Hondu, Greppa, and Tomato. What they do is that they lower the EVs so that you can add them somewhere else. Because a Pokemon is only allowed 512. No, 512? I think no, it's not 512. Well, they're only allowed a certain amount of EV points, or like EVs in total. Actually, let's see. Let me do some math. 256 is 512 plus 6 is 518. Yeah, they're only allowed 518 EV points in total of like all the stats combined. So if you accidentally give Pokemon EVs in the stat you don't want it to, for example, say you have a Steelix and you accidentally give it like special attack EV points, you give it a berry, you give one of those berries to lower its EV special attacks, and then like reallocate them somewhere else by defeating different Pokemon. I know it seems confusing, but that's basically competitive battling. They made it really easy though, like in Gen 6 with the whole super training. I mean, it takes time, but it's a lot easier to manage. To like manage how many EVs you have and stuff. Usually what I end up doing is I either make a fully defensive Pokemon, a fully special defensive Pokemon, or speed attack or speed defense. Like I never do any weird combinations. Like the only time I do a weird combination is if I have a Pokemon that relies on a priority move. Also God damn it, Ball Encounter. I was going to show off a programming error with RPG Maker. Something that I could fix, but I'm just too lazy to. And it benefits the player anyway. And that's getting that treasure chest from down there. You see how like it's actually down there and you shouldn't be able to get it? Yeah. Pretty much all you have to do is stand next to a treasure chest and open it. And even if there's a wall, like it still counts as you being next to it technically. But what was I? The competitor battling EV points. Usually when I get a Pokemon, like I look up what it's really good at, whether it's like defensive or attacking. And if it's an attacking Pokemon, I give it attack and speed, or if it's a special attacker, special attack and speed. If it's defense, HP and defense, HP and special defense. Like the only exceptions are like Pokemon that have that revolve around a priority move. Like for example, I made a Mamoswine that, or like I have a Mamoswine that learns what's the word? Ice Shard. There you go. And Ice Shard is like an Ice type quick attack. So because it's a priority move, it doesn't need speed. So I gave it EVs and what is it? In attack and HP. But enough about that. We're going back to this game. The Wild Encounter rate here is actually pretty big. I mean, not pretty big, but like it's knowingly big. And yeah, this is a recycled thing from the secondary of the game. I think I even mentioned that in the next text box. God, I hate words that rhyme when they're right next to each other. Especially when we have like a letter X sound, because it sounds kind of weird. It's like next text, or like Tex-Mex. Anyway, yeah, I did bring up the fact that it was recycled. Anyway, the sign just says red treasure chest hold important things. Also, these Mr. Baddies shouldn't be here. I don't know why they're enemies in this area. They're like from literally first cave. But yeah. Anyway, I think past me was like, oh no, our future me's gonna care about these battles anyway. But I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna cut out anything. I'm just gonna leave the recording as is because I'm too lazy to do any of that. In fact, I don't even think I have any text. Like, I don't even think I've had a text this entire time. Like, I'm actually watching this in Sony Vegas, like while editing, and recording the audio commentary at the same time. And I don't see any places where I could possibly add a text box. So, I mean, maybe I'll find out something. Anyway, yeah, that's a thing. Oh, I just noticed my HP is 1080. And there reminds me of a game I had as a kid, like for the GameCube called 1080 Avalanche. And like when I was a kid, I got a GameCube, and my parents bought me a GameCube for Christmas, and it came with 3 games. Like one of them was Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, because like they bought me the special edition GameCube that came with it. And it also came with the little Shadow Lugia faceplate, which I still have that GameCube. It's like I really like it. And they also bought me 2 games, and one of them was Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, which the Grumps have played in Grumpcade. I think Ross and Holly played it. And then, but the thing is, I had the GameCube version. They were playing the PlayStation 2 version. I think it was PS2. Yeah, I think it's PS2. Like they were playing that version, and then I played and I had the GameCube version, which I will say the GameCube version was a lot better. Like it's the same game, but I don't know, it just feels better. I don't know how to explain it. And then the other game I had was 1080 Avalanche, which was a snowboarding game. And it was pretty much Tony Hawk clone, but with snowboarding instead of skateboarding. And also, you can't really go free range, you can only go down. Like, in Tony Hawk games, you can go, forward, back, left, right, all that good stuff. With 1080 Avalanche, you can only go forward, left, and right. Like, you couldn't go back because, avalanche. I mean, snow, mountain snow. Also, I shouldn't be able to walk through those tiles. I think that's the reason I walked through there. And let's see. Yeah, it was basically a Tony Hawk game. It was snowboarding. Even the controls were the same. Like you hold the button and then you like go to jump. Oh, and before we go up there, we decided to check out these computers. Now, this kind of stuck me for a while because I don't know why I chose this team. Like, I don't know why, honestly. Like, I was thinking like, oh, maybe somebody did a Let's Play and that was their final team. But then I realized I don't think I've ever seen a single Let's Play of Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire with a Milotic in their final team. I don't think I've ever seen that, just ever. And I know it's definitely not my team because I didn't use a Swallow or a Ninetales or a Manectric or a Milotic or a Gardevoir for that matter. The only team from there that I have is a Sceptile. But yeah, and at first I thought it was a good friend of mine because he did a Let's Play of Pokemon Emerald and he had a Ninetales in his final team. But then I realized, wait, no, he didn't have a Milotic or a Swallow. I don't know if he had a Manectric or not. But, no, I think he used a Magneton. But yeah, like I go back to it because I'm like, who the hell was this? So yeah, if you're a Let's Player and that was your final team, it's probably you. Also, I don't think this floppy disk should be there because there's something for like later in the game, like a side story. Like it's not part of the main story at all. It's part of a side story. It's completely optional. So I don't know why that the floppy disk shouldn't be there. Also, her me. It's supposed to say mine, but also yeah, I added this much later. You can tell by the colored text because I didn't learn how to add colored text until let's see, what part of the game is that? Yeah, it's much later in the game. I didn't learn how to add colored text until much later in the game. So. And I added this after I made that side story. I just wanted to give it more depth. Depth. That's how you pronounce it. But let's see. Was that a typo? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was kind of like looking up and off to the side instead of at the computer screen. But yeah, the person talking, the person whose memory or file this is talking about they were talking to Gardevoir, which is this. Wait, what was that? Oh god, this part. On my original commentary, I mentioned that I really don't want to say this, but I play solitaire at work. But here's the thing. Okay, just hear me out. First of all, I always make sure there's nothing to do. I always make sure that everything that needs to be done is done. Second of all, I work in customer services. It's customer service. If a customer walks in, I immediately stop and pay attention to them. So yeah, like just because I play solitaire at work does not mean I'm a bad worker. It's just I still do my job. I still make sure there's everything needs to be done is done, 100% finished. Make sure there's nothing else. And then I also pay attention to the customers who walk in. So not to worry. I know I play solitaire, but that does not mean I'm a bad employee. Yeah, that's the reason why. And also the whole like. The part of this text box where it's like, well, somebody has to put these virtual cards in order. That's actually part of a conversation I had with a coworker when I was playing solitaire at work. They were like, "Really, you're playing solitaire again?" And I'm like, "Well, somebody has to put these virtual cards in order." Yeah, that was a fun time at work. Also, I added these much later. Yeah, I added these text boxes in these computers much later in the game. Like originally, they didn't have anything. Also, I'm kind of confused because I see the yellow flash and I'm like, wait a second, I'm not paralyzed or stunned. What the hell's on the screen? Like, honestly, I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I did this. Like, what is on that screen? Past me, I mean, I don't remember. Past me knows, but I just don't. The weather report. Tomorrow we'll be attacked by fierce storms. You better have your umbrellas ready. You heard it here, folks. It's gonna be a sunny day. Yeah, that's actually based off of Cardfight Vanguard. There's like a certain card called Weather Girl Milk, and I looked up her card lores, and because every card has like a lore behind them, and apparently every time she predicts the weather, it's always wrong. So there's that. Let's see. And yes, her name is Milk, and there's also one named Weather Girl Ramune, and then my deck is pretty much based off food. So yeah, you can see why that's my main deck, is food. Cholesterol gamer. Wow. Anyway, yeah, that one's off. What a way to like end it. Or I guess start it, because technically you're coming in from the top right. Yeah, and I expect it again because I'm like, what the hell? I don't know why I expect that second one again. And yeah, and now I go up. I said up. Anyway, yeah, we're nearing the end of this video. This video is like 26 minutes long right now. We're in like the 22-minute mark, nearly 23. Another PC. That's broken because of the battle that I mentioned in that computer. Or not mentioned, but like, you know what I mean. And yeah, this is God of War, which is, there's a part of the game where it becomes incredibly fanfiction-y and crappy. Welcome to the fanfiction zone. I'm kidding. That's dumb. Although, no, I'm not gonna spoil that. You'll see next episode. Well, maybe not next episode. I think next episode will just be about climbing the tower. Oh yeah, this part. It's like, oh, everything was in black. You know how TV was black and white in the 50s? Well, that's not because technology. That's because the world was black and white in the 50s. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I wrote this, but I mean, it works. It just works. The world itself is black and white. Wow. I mean, I don't think anybody's ever seen it that like. Actually, no. Little kids see it that way. Because I remember when I was a little kid and like I saw old television, I legitimately thought that the world wasn't black and white, which is why television back then was black and white. So yeah. Anyway, a new path has opened up for us, and it's in the bottom of the house. If you notice, those stairs, that ladder wasn't there before. So now we go down the ladder, and we get assaulted by a Zubat. Wow, even in non-Pokemon games, Zubats are annoying. Except I miss. And then I miss. 2 times in a row, man. And finally that Zubat goes down. It's funny because when I was programming the Pokemon in this game, what I ended up doing was I looked at their, what's it called? I Man, I forgot what the word is. It's on Wikipedia. Like I looked their base stats. There you go. What I did was I looked at their base stats and then I multiplied them to something that's like in the game but there. Like for example, these Zubats have about 200 HP, and that's because their base stat for HP is Actually, I don't know it off the top of my head. I don't know any I don't know any of the technical details off the top of my head. But yeah, I guess I'm the bad Pokemon trainer for not memorizing every single little detail of the game. Anyway, yeah, this is Monochrome Tower. This is the first floor. We're gonna talk to that guy and then talk to Safe Saturn and then end the episode. So, actually, no, we're just gonna talk to the Safe Saturn. Oh, no, we're talking to the guy. Okay, yeah. So this is the end of the episode, so bye everyone, and take care.